Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to Let's Talk About It with Pastor E. I'm the host, Pastor E. Pastor Eric Brown. That's my government name. Make sure you like and subscribe and share. Send people to the page where we go from trauma to triumphs and from struggles to solutions. Today, I wanted to talk to you about how do you see yourself? Are you a winner or are you a loser? And there's some characteristics that go with each one of those. If you're a winner or you're a loser. And I want to know how you see yourself. So now, do you see yourself as a loser? Most people might not say that, but if you're not winning in every area of your life or in any area of your life, then you're losing. You're losing. So, how do you know you're a loser or you see yourself as a loser? Because you're probably complaining. There's going to be a lot of complaining with people when they lose. So when you see a game, any sports game, football, basketball, whatever, when the people are there playing and there's a winner or a loser, you see the people that lost always have some type of excuse. Somebody was missing, somebody was hurt. We didn't put in enough time. We didn't do certain things. Wasn't that, hey, the other team was just better. It's more, hey, I'm giving you an excuse to why we lost. What about the refs? Oh, the refs. It was the refs. So we complain. Could that be a problem? Yes, it could be. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that losers always are going to have an excuse why things are not working out for them. This is, I don't have a mother and father at home. Nobody loves me. Whatever it is. I didn't finish school. I don't have the right job. So these are excuses, but not just excuses. It turns into complaining. Now you're complaining about your situation. And now you're looking at other people and you're looking at their situation and talking about why they are winning and you're not. So you're really a complainer. So if you know that you find yourself complaining a lot, you're actually a loser. Now, do you have to stay a loser? No. So on the flip side, the people that are winning, guess what they're doing? They're out putting in the work to do the things that are necessary for them to win. So the one thing that they're doing is they're sacrificing. There's some type of sacrifice. They're not just doing what others are doing. They're in the gym. They're working on their craft. They're reading. They're putting some type of effort in to creating a result that they're looking for. Now, that's the difference. That's one of the main differences between winning and losing. If you put the time in, dancers, the ones that rehearse, they have to put the time in and rehearse. When they put the time in, you see the difference. But if you're not at home stretching, if you're not at home doing whatever calisthenics you got to do, if you're not rehearsing your dances, trying to memorize them, when you get out there, people can notice it. They're going to say, hey, I could tell this person is different from that person. Now, both of you could be in the same class doing the same thing, but it's the one that put the effort in who's not making excuses. Oh, my foot hurt. Oh, my hamstring, my knee. If you keep coming to the practice or the rehearsal with the excuses, they're just looking at you as a complainer. And anybody, any coach, any instructor, anybody of that, when they see somebody who just complains the whole entire time, now they categorize, they put you in a category. And now they're going to spend more time with the one that's putting in the effort, the one who's not complaining the whole time. So what ends up happening is you see the fruit or the results of it when it's time to perform. Whether you're in sports, dance, in everyday life. If you're going to just be at home and you're going to You want to be on the system the whole entire time, you're just going to be in the system. And then you're going to complain about it when other people are thriving. I know many of people who are on the system who got off the system. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the system. What's wrong with it is when you want to stay on it. If you need it for a time, you use it for that time. But while you're on it, go to school, do something. You got to do something to make yourself greater, because the system will make you be a loser. You can manipulate the system, then you get caught, and you get kicked off the system. Look at how many people was affected just this time when they took away the SNAP benefits. Everybody's going crazy. They're going to try. But you can't have things be your end all, be all means. So now people trying to figure out, how am I going to get food? I'm living check to check. I'm doing all of these things. So now you are actually ran by the government. That's your daddy now. So if they're not giving you a handout, you're in trouble. So that tells me that you're a loser. And then all you're going to do is complain. Hey, Trump is doing this, and these guys are doing this or that. Listen, they have no idea what it's like to be in your shoes. So they cannot relate. They're looking at numbers. They're saying, hey, this is what should make sense. At one time when Trump got in the first time, he gave everybody like $1,000 a week or something, because in his mind, this is what you need to survive. And once he did that, how many of y'all quit your jobs, didn't go back to work during COVID, all that? I'm making more money off unemployment than I am making at work. They're already showing you that they're setting you up to fail. You're going to be a continuous loser. So then nobody was going back to work. Some of y'all still ain't at work, but you're sitting there complaining. Now, on one hand, it shows that, guess what? They're out of touch, because Trump, in the government's mind, when Trump gave that money saying, hey, this is what you need to survive. And once they found out that we out here surviving off less than that, then they had to go back and rethink and resize everything and say, hey, guess what? They don't need that much money. Because some people, I'm going to say we of people as of color, we used to not having already. So we know what it is to eat a syrup sandwich, because we've ate that. We know what it is to eat Franco's, SpaghettiOs, and all raviolis and cans, because we eat that. You know, and that's what we know to do, because this is how we were brought up anyway. But that doesn't mean we got to stay there, because in that mindset, they think we're losers. They're going to keep us there. And how you know that's you is because you're a complainer. You're complaining about it. Now, on the flip side, the winning side, they doing everything to do to not let these people control their narrative. We want to control our own narrative on the winning team. Guess what? I'm not going to let this person stop me from getting into the end zone. I'm not going to let this person stop me from scoring a basket. So what I'm going to do is go work on my crossover. I'm going to work on my behind the back. I'm going to work on my free throws. I'm going to work on creating different ways to get a basket. I'm going to work on my catching ability and running my routes, or all those things, blocking, doing whatever I got to do so that this opposition will not stop me from getting to my goal. And my goal is for me to win. Now, what happens is, one of the biggest problems we have with this is, when we look at our life, we're either complainers or we are giving thanks. We're either thankful or we're complaining. Everybody can find something to complain about. And if you stay there, you're not going to win. But when you can give thanks, you have to wake up and give thanks. For what? Guess what? One, I'm alive. I'm alive because somebody's not alive, but you're breathing. You can complain about, oh, but my life is this. But why can't you find a level of gratitude and you waking up in the morning? How about being thankful for your children, or your parents, or your siblings? Because if any of them pass, need I say more to that? Now, You got to find something to be thankful for. You might not have the best of what you're looking for, but I guarantee you there's something in your life, more than one thing, that you can give thanks for. There's always somebody in a worse situation than you. And there's always somebody in a better situation than you. The people that complain all the time don't look at it like, hey, you know what? There's somebody worse than me. Because guess what? You could be a person with 2 hands, 2 arms, 2 feet. And then there's somebody that's bound to a wheelchair. So you're doing better than them. So you should be thankful. But even if you were in the wheelchair, if you're the person in the wheelchair, guess what? You can see or you can hear. So you're doing better than the person that can't. So now you should be thankful. And sometimes if you can't see or you can't hear, you should be thankful. Guess what? Because sometimes you don't need to see or hear some of this drama that's going on in the world. Because some of this stuff is crazy and it's only getting worse. So in this season, as we are getting into the holiday season, and of course, they're all pagan holidays. Let's just call it what it is. But we should find something that is good in it. So to be thankful around Thanksgiving, to be thankful is a great thing to be, because I'm thankful that I'm alive. I'm thankful that even God himself has created me, because you could have not even been born. You could have not been thought of. You could have never had a chance. There's a story in the Bible about the 10 lepers. And then the 10 lepers, they all had an issue. And I'm sure they were complaining, because who wanted to have leprosy? Leprosy was not a great disease. If you were a leper, you had to stay away from everybody outside the camp. When you would walk, they'd be like, hey, there goes this leper or whatever. That sound familiar to you? Hey, there go that broke guy or that broke chick. There go that baby mama. There go all the stuff. That's how they looked at them. They were separate. And people would announce who they are, talking about them, stayed away from them. These people probably did complain, but what they ended up doing was they went to the person that could heal them, who we call Jesus Christ. They went to him and he healed them. And they were grateful. They were grateful. They started walking. He said, go show yourself to. So they started walking and they was healed along the way. So now with leprosy, you could have had your fingers fall off or your fingernails off, toenails, whatever. And it started to grow back and they started being healed along the way. And they were excited that they were healed. But one of them was a little bit different. He ended up going back to Jesus and saying, man, I just got to thank you for healing me. Because he's been in that situation the whole time. And he probably did some complaining at one time. But then when he heard about this man named Jesus, how he was healing people, he went to him and they got healed. And when he got healed, he went back and said, wait a minute, I got to turn around. They all got healed, all 10 of them. But he stops and like, yo, I'll be back. I got to go back to this dude. And he thanked him. He thanked him for helping him out of the situation that he thought was dire. Changed his whole life. And what Jesus did, he said, hey, you're going to be whole. There's a difference between being healed and whole. A lot of us, we're looking for healing. We are, because a lot of us are jacked up in certain areas. And we all want to be healed. But how many people are really asking God to make them whole? Now, in order to be made whole, we got to take what this leper did. He went and thanked him. So the healing came, but the wholeness came with the gratitude. So I want to know, are you a winner or are you a loser? I know you're a loser. But if you're out here thinking, hey, I'm glad, thank you for it not raining today, or thank you that it did rain today because I got some stuff in my garden that I need to grow. It could be the little things that we got to appreciate. Everybody wants to be appreciated. Just that little story told us that even Jesus wanted to be appreciated. Till this day, God is saying there's a difference. So for us, if you don't know, Pastor E don't really teach religion. I don't even teach Christianity because Christianity is a religion. I believe let's start in the lowest common denominator. We all believers. So let's be that. Now, whatever you want to call me, you call me. But one of the problems between some of the religions is Jesus. We're thankful for him in Christianity. And different other religions, I'm not going to say they're not thankful for him, but they don't understand why in Christianity, the way we worship him. Because they're saying he's not the Father. And to be honest, in Christianity a little bit, there's a lot of people praying to Jesus. And it's not Jesus, it's the Father. So he came to be the conduit for us to be able to talk to the Father. So I understand that, especially in my dealings with some of them. But I had to explain to somebody, I said, I have a son. You're walking across the street and my son goes and pushes you from out of the street because this Mack truck is about to hit you and you would have died. But by my son pushing you out of the way, he gets hit by that truck. So now your family is all happy and that you didn't die and all of that stuff. And they might be thankful that my son did what he did. But in order for you or them or whoever's related to the person that got saved, in order for you to show me gratitude, to show me that you're really thankful, you appreciate what my son did, I'm telling you to acknowledge what he did. And that's the key. We can go deeper, but at the end of the day, acknowledge what he did. And that shows that what? I'm thankful. I'm thankful that you pushed, that your son died for me, or died for my child, or died for whoever. I don't want you guys to complain anymore. I want you guys to now operate in a level of thanks. Find something every day to be thankful for. Whatever it is. We can always find something to complain about. But let's get rid of that. Let's get to a place of being giving thanks for whatever it is. Thanks because I got a toothbrush. Make it simple. Make it plain. I don't know. That I could take a shower. There's people that don't even have water. So you should be thankful that you could drink water. Because soon there's a famine over here where we ain't going to be able to drink this water. And leave that alone. So, are you going to stay a complainer? A person that complains? Who wants to be around them all the time? Or you want to be around a person that's just giving thanks? I'm finding something to be thankful for. Y'all have a good Thanksgiving. Make sure you share, subscribe, and like. This is Pastor E with Let's Talk About It. Deuces.